Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Maria Dismondy, and I am here to give you the You've Got This Parenting Workshop program today. So we are having this program right outside of my house in Michigan. And the reason I put this program together is a good story. I'm a parent just like you. We have 3 children. Their ages now are 6, 8, and 10. When we first had our first child, Ruby, I didn't pause because I don't remember her name. I'm just there's blinking dots in many places, so I'm trying to get used to the recording. When we first had Ruby, I was just trying to figure it all out. Like, I wanted to know as much information as possible about raising a kind and caring individual. I was tired from sleepless nights. I didn't know what I was doing. I wanted to do everything right. But really, is there a right way to parent? There isn't a manual. So what I started doing is just reading all the books. And I was actually reading a lot of books and doing a lot of my own research because of my role as a children's book author, which happened about the same time we had our first child. I wrote Spaghetti and a Hot Dog on my first out of 10 books. And so once my friends started having kids, they started saying, Maria, like, when do you find the time to do all this research? And I was like, I'm tired. I know. I'm falling asleep reading at night. I'm listening to audiobooks while I'm folding laundry. So I thought, what could I do to help other parents make this journey a little bit easier, just to gather information and get some help and advice and some support. So I thought, well, maybe I'll create a community of people that can help each other out. And then I will share all of my findings and all of the things that we've done that are proven to be successful. So I did that a couple ways. I started a Facebook group called Empowering Kids with Character, where other parents and other teachers all collaborate and share ideas and advice in that group. And then I've created challenges on Instagram, which is where a lot of parents are hanging out right now. And through our last challenge, I actually surveyed parents afterwards and said, what are the 4 areas that you still need help with? Like, what can my team and I do to help you? And so the 4 areas were included to design this workshop for you today. It's called the You've Got This Parenting Workshop. And so if you haven't done so already, I want you to go ahead and download the workbook. There's 4 workbook pages in here, and it'll take you about 5 minutes to do each page, okay? So the 4 areas is what I'm going to go through today. And really trying to help you to walk away from this 30-minute video with some actionable things that you can do to make your journey easier as a parent. I also, what came out of all of this is that there was not a book on the market that just talked about everything. There wasn't a book that talked about drowning, stranger danger, marital relationships, potty training, tantrums, teaching a kid your ABCs and how to read, school, separation anxiety. There was not a book that talked about everything. And so I wrote the book, and I included a ton of research. So I kind of consider this like a Cliff's Notes version of parenting. It's called Sunnyside Upbringing. It's going to be released March 1st, but it's actually available now on Amazon, but the bookstores won't be getting it until March 1st. And it goes month by month, and you can actually read it 1 month at a time, which I think is totally doable. And at the end of March, we're going to be starting a book club. And so once a week, I'll be doing a video like this, about 15 minutes long, where we talk about the topics in each chapter. So if you want to join the book club, there will be more details coming out in an email. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to go ahead and dive into the the workshop program. So it's called You've Got This because I really truly want to empower parents. You might be thinking here, oh, well, Maria Dismondy, you look like you have it all together, and you're married. I'm a single parent. Like I've got tough times. And I think we all have to appreciate and respect that we all have different situations, and that the grass is always going to look greener, right? And you may be looking at me thinking, yeah, you have got this, Maria. You look like you've got it all together. Well, you can go ahead and Google a blog post that I just released about a month ago about my hysterectomy at age 40 and all of the other complications I've had since having children. So I definitely don't have it all together. I've been through a lot on my own journey. And so I want to start by saying, if any of those judgments pop up throughout this program, please try to remember that we all have our own journey and our own struggles. I think we've got this parenting gig nailed, said no parent ever. I love that, because just when you think that you are on the right path, your kid goes and does something and you're like, oh my goodness, I'm back to square one. And that's because they're their own human beings, and we truly cannot control these human beings. We can guide them to make good choices. We can model good behaviors, but they are going to be their own selves. They're going to be curious. They're going to explore. They're going to test behaviors, and that's all normal. I'm going to show a quick video about something we're going to jump into to start.
When it comes to women desperately needing more free time, a lot of it could be because they're carrying a bigger burden at home as well. And a lot of people may not realize it, but a new study found that most married women still carry the bulk of responsibility for the household, even if they work a full-time job. And of course, that can negatively affect their health in so many different ways. And you're nodding your head. A working mother is difficult.
Absolutely. So I think the number of women nodding their heads in agreement in the audience, I mean, this is our life, right? Even though 46% of households now in the United States have dual working parents, the women always have this invisible burden of feeling responsible for their house and responsible for their kids. And I think a lot of it is fueled by guilt, because you asked me this earlier, like what fuels this mentality? Because like I said, I have an incredibly wonderful, supportive, loving husband who's a surgeon. We've been married for 15 years. He's super busy. But I think the difference in our mentalities is that when he does something for the kids of the household, and I'm sorry if you're watching this, love, you sort of think you're doing me a favor. Versus I feel like that's my job. Like I'm always thinking about my kids. I'm always like, did I pack their lunch this morning? Am I accounting for their after school activity? Did they have this play date? Like it's just, I'm always keeping that mental schedule of the house and the kids and the this. And I think women carry that invisible burden all the time, no matter how equal.
So guys out there, we're not cavemen anymore. We got to get out of that cave, and we have to help out.
Yeah, and do it proactively. Like don't ask your female or your female significant other, what can I do to help you? Because we're like really stubborn too. Like for me, even just learning how to ask him to do stuff, and also to rely on my support network to keep my days going for my kids and for my family was really hard. Because women like to feel like we can do it all, and it's almost like a matter of pride not to delegate. So
I mean, you're so old school that men just weren't capable of doing anything, helping with the kids or cooking the meal or getting their own coffee or whatever. Have to break that cycle.
Absolutely. And doing it just spontaneously and proactively, intrinsically, the way women do. Like not even thinking about it, but making it automatic. And frankly, you know, that old adage about happy wife, happy life, I think whenever that does come into play, and you know, I wake up in the morning and my husband's already given the kids breakfast, I'm a happy wife. Like our day is so much better. So
I think we can tell all of the men out there tomorrow morning, wake up a little early, make the kids breakfast, make your wife breakfast, do the things and what we'll call invisible labor, where, you know, a lot of times women will do all these things and they don't necessarily get the credit for it. So men out there, have tomorrow be the day, right, Drew?
Yes. Yeah. Unless you go home and your stuff's already on the curb.
All right, so I just wanted to start with that so that you could see and maybe make some connections, because let's see if we'll go to the next one. Okay, because I completely feel that that really does happen to women. And I liked the part where they said, you know, your husband or your spouse or your partner may feel like, oh yeah, I'm doing her a favor by doing this, but no, like you feel like this is your job. And it's that mental load of constantly thinking like, did I pack a healthy enough snack? Did I remember their boots? Did they remember their boots? What if they don't have boots? And just the constant worry. So we're gonna jump into the first topic, which is mental load, and just a little bit about who I am. I'm a mother to 3 children. I used to be a teacher. I taught for over a decade. I've written children's picture books. I have a publishing company, which is why so many books are behind me. And I do educate parents and teachers across the country. Here in Michigan, I do workshops, conferences, and then I travel as well. I did talk about the journaling piece. One of the biggest things about the journaling piece in the downloadable workbook is that it is discovering through writing is, it says discover causes of stress. Yeah, so if you are doing the journaling piece, it will help you to highlight and find certain triggers that may stress you out, right? So it's a big piece. It takes just 5 minutes a day, but I highly recommend that you do this journaling piece, because here are some of the benefits of journaling. It also provides a space to work through negative thoughts and behaviors. It helps you to brainstorm solutions, and it helps you to take action too. Do yourself a favor, whatever your calendar is. I have this cheesy calendar from the Dollar Tree. Pull out your calendar, and in about 4 or 8 weeks or even 12 weeks, jot a note, follow up, and say, you know, go back to my You've Got This journaling book and look at what I said I was going to commit to. And follow up. Hold yourself accountable for taking action and bettering this journey for yourself. So mental load truly is a real problem for parents. You can see on here, it says 89% of the moms are making doctor's appointments and filling out activity forms and organizing play dates and arranging childcare if you're working full-time. Managing the family calendar, bringing children to doctors and dentists, preparing meals, buying gifts for others, packing children's items for vacations, laundry, grocery shopping, assigning household chores, planning birthday parties, blah, 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 blah. So it's a real thing, and that's why it's so important for us to take care of ourselves throughout this journey as well. They say that if you were in a airplane and there was an emergency, that you were always supposed to put on that oxygen mask yourself, because without your own tank being full, how can we possibly help others? So mental wellness, why is it important to take time for self-care? Slowing down makes you more productive. I am a true firm believer of this. When I can slow down and take notes and take just like 10 minutes in the morning to say, okay, what am I going to do today? What are my goals? I do work from home. I work out of the home part-time, and then I work in the home as well. I have these great pieces of paper I got from a grocery store by my house. It says, "You got this," which is like my mantra. And I love it because it says, what's your thought of the day? What are your top 3 priorities? Exercise plans and checklists. So I just kind of take a few minutes in the morning to say, what are things that I need to get done? And things I put on here, I actually put cook dinner on my list, because once I stop slowing down and the kids are coming home from school and life gets busy, I forget those things, and then I'm in overload. What else does mental wellness do? It boosts your immune system, so it helps you so that you're healthy. You have more to give to others, and improves your mental state. So it increases your self-compassion. So you have more grace for yourself. You're not having that negative inner dialogue all the time, because you have time to really appreciate your efforts. Examples of self-care, it's different for everyone. Rest and relaxation, exercise, time for friends, and setting healthy boundaries are the top 4 examples of self-care. I know exercise is a huge one for me, and one way that I do exercise is with my children. So today I had to get up early, and I had to get a couple hours of work in because I was volunteering for my kids' school. And so my exercise, I have one of my kids home for a half day because of an activity they had at school. We're going to go on a walk in the afternoon together. After this call, we're going to go trudge through the snow together, and that gives us time together, but it also allows my body to move. I also enjoy time with friends, and making sure I'm using my schedule to make time for my husband and for my friends. Focus for the week. This was part of the journaling activity. So you are going to take your journal and you're going to say, you know what? What is the one thing that I want to do this week for myself? What are the actions I need to take to incorporate this? And what are the benefits of this as well? Okay, so take your time to do this. How is that going to help you to become a better parent? All right, number 2 is family togetherness. What are some things we can do to create connection with our families? We are our biggest models to our children. A large part of their development is solidified by their character development by age 7. I've also heard another research study that says age 5. So those are some crucial ages. That means that time that they're home with you, or, If you're a working parent, those 4 hours, 5 hours a day that they're home with you are really important because that's when you can make an impression on them. So family togetherness is important. Studies reveal that family time can boost kids' self-esteem, enhance social development, and create strong relational bonds. Write it on your schedule so that it happens. I know when we start to get busy, this falls to the wayside. It really does, because at the end of the night, all I can think about is reading a couple books before bed, and I'm like spent. Like, okay, now you go to bed. When I am in a better place, we'll play a game together, we'll do a puzzle together, we'll read books, we'll talk, we'll sit down for dinner together. But when I'm not in a good place, it seems rushed and it doesn't seem as authentic, because I'm tired and I'm thinking about how I can meet my needs and not thinking about how I can get their needs met. Here are a couple examples of things that we like to do as a family. We like to go treasure hunting. It's called geocaching. It's actually a free app, or you can get the paid one on your phone, but there's literally treasures everywhere, so this is fun to do. We also like to bake together or cook dinner together, and we love games. Bring those board games back. And if people are asking, like, what can we get your kids for, a gift, always say a board game. Our kids' ages now are 6, 8, and 10, and Yahtzee is a favorite. Puzzles is a favorite. We also love Rummy Cube, Uno, and I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, so those are our top games right now. Number 3 is organization. So create organizational habits to add efficiency to your days. So the more organized you are, the quicker you're going to be able to get through things and be able to have that mental space for things that are really important. So let me give you an example. After the kids get off to school, right, and I come home, if I am not organized, it will take me a good 45 minutes to an hour to clean up the kitchen, to put everything away before I can start my day. However, I've created an organizational habit within myself and with the kids so that our morning time when they're eating breakfast, they're cleaning up after themselves at breakfast time. And as we're all doing our morning routines, I am also tidying up the kitchen. So the minute that they're on the bus, I can come back home, throw in a load of laundry, and I can get my day started as far as either going to work or getting an exercise in or getting household things done. So creating those habits is just part of a routine, and kids can start these habits at a very young age. Here are a couple quick ways to get organized. Make your bed daily, do daily laundry. I know people are like, oh, well, I've got a system. I do laundry on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And for a family of 5, I just have not found that to be helpful, because then there's just so much laundry and I dread those 2 days a week. So what I do is, we have a 2-story home, so every time I go downstairs for the day, whether it be before the kids are awake, usually not before they're awake because the washing machine will probably wake them up. But it's usually after they've gone to school, I throw in 1 load of laundry, and sometimes I need to get a second one in, but it's usually at least a load a day. And just making that a habit. Time for friends is another, I think that one was a mistake. Another way to get organized, time for friends was from the last one. Go over your kid mail and paperwork daily. So the kids come home from school, and anything that they bring home from school, they put it in a pile on the kitchen countertop. And when there's a 5-minute lull in our after-school routine, I will go through those papers. If somebody needs money for something for school, I take care of it right then and there, or I leave it on the counter, okay? But letting that pile up creates a lot of, it takes away space in my brain. And so I try to just take a look at it and take care of it. There's like a saying somebody says, like, if you touch it, you take action on it. And that's kind of how I see the kids' paperwork. And I'm not sure what the 4th one is, because I'm not sure why I didn't. Let's see, we'll look in the notebook here for you real quick. For organization, another quick tip for organizing. This is a really good one. Brainstorm 5-minute, 10-minute, and 20-minute tasks. And I put them on little sticky notes. They're inside of my pantry in the kitchen. So if I have an extra 5 minutes in my day, I look at my list, like, what is a 5-minute task? Oh, I could sweep the kitchen real quick. I could throw in a quick load of laundry. What's a 10-minute task? What's a 20-minute task? So if I have an extra chunk of time and I've got the energy to do something, I will take a look at that list and be like, what can I knock out real quickly? So then you're not taking that 20 minutes to think about something. It's already there. Number 4 is time management. And again, these are the 4 parenting areas from a survey that my team and I gave out to parents. These were the 4 areas that these people taking the survey said they really would like more help on. What is an area you can work on to be more creative with your time? So today, what I want you to think about, and this was the journal piece, is to pick 3 things. Let's see where it is. Okay, so pick 3 things that you need to get done today. And I say no more than 3 because let's be realistic. Like life happens and kids will be kids and they're our priority and the laundry is not always your priority. So pick 3 things to focus on. And then this week, keep a running list of things you want to do throughout the week. So what I do is I just have a notebook here. It's called Get It Done. And in my notebook, I have a running list of things that I need to do. And these are not things that have to get done today on Friday, but they're things that I can then go to that list and be like, oh, I got my 3 done. And I have like 25 extra minutes. What's something else I can work on? And then there's something called the parking lot. And the parking lot stays in my notebook as well. And the parking lot is stuff that doesn't need to happen this week. It doesn't have to happen next week. But are there things that I'd like to do eventually? I'll give you an example. Eventually, I have essential oils because, I jumped on that bandwagon. I would like to organize them so that I use them more often. And so I'd like to put them on this cute little shelf that I bought. I haven't done it yet, but it's in my parking lot. So these are ongoing projects or long-term projects, or maybe it's something you saw on Pinterest that you would love to do with your kids in the summertime. Put it in the parking lot so you don't forget where you put it. And the parking lot, again, is just a list that I keep. It's called the parking lot because it's not something that has to happen today. It doesn't have to happen by the end of the week, but it's something I would like to get done. This is where I wanted to share with you 5-minute tasks, 10-minute, and 20-minute tasks. So here's some examples like emptying the dishwasher, cleaning off countertops, sweeping the kitchen, going through mail, folding laundry, and paying bills. Organization helps with your time management. So tasks, Pillar 3 was organization. If you get yourself organized, everything has a place in your house. If stuff gets out of place, because we have a 2-story house, I put things on the stairs. If it's on the stairs, family members in the Dismondy household know if your stuff's on the stairs, take it upstairs when you're going upstairs. So all that organization helps with having more time for what we need to do. Declutter and donate. This is something that I encourage our entire family to do once a quarter. Start your day with a list to help you keep focused. Remember, I said to pick 3, and enlist your children in helping too. So enlist your children in helping you get organized and start teaching them time management. I know Alexa is a big product in homes now. Set a timer on Alexa to go off 5 minutes before you have to leave the house for somewhere, and help your children to realize, like, okay, there's 5 minutes until we need to leave the house. Mom told me when this timer goes off, I need to get my shoes on. That's my priority. And it starts to help them to become good at time management too, because they're human beings. You don't have to do everything for them. You shouldn't do everything for them because this is how we raise responsible children, and it gives them a chance to be a productive member of society. All right, so that was a lot, and I talked really fast because I wanted to get it all in because I know that you are short on time because, again, you're a busy parent. My new book is coming out soon. We're going to be starting a book club. We're going to meet once a week, and we're going to talk about the topics in each chapter of the book. So you are committing to reading 1 chapter a week, which is so realistic. And if you don't read that chapter, I still want you to show up because I'll just give you the cliff notes. Because I think that's the best way to learn, is to just show up and to be a part of a supportive community. If you'd like to be part of our Facebook group, go ahead and go on Facebook and search Empowering Kids with Character. You can ask advice from other seasoned veteran parents, teachers, social workers, psychologists. It's a good place to get help, to get advice, to get support. All right, I am Maria Dismondy. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am glad to be on this journey of parenting with you. Remember, everybody tuning in, you've got this. One day at a time, one step at a time. One day at a time is what you need to focus on. You've got this. And ask people for help. Turn to programs like this. Take parenting challenge on Instagram, challenges on Instagram. Do whatever it takes to keep you motivated and to keep you moving forward and to keep your mental space available. All right, everyone, have a great day. Bye.